name's Angela Doyle. This is my husband, John. We're the owners here at Hutt Gymnastics, and we are in our eighth year of owning the business. And our first year, we decided to start a Special Olympics class here. We wanted to find a way to volunteer our time through our work. The business, owning a gym, takes a lot of our time, and it was very difficult to find other ways to volunteer in the community like we used to. I used to be a Girl Scout troop leader and volunteer in my church.
We've been coming now since he was in first grade, he's in 8th grade now, so 7 years we've been doing this, and I think that was actually probably the first year that they did it. And we keep coming back because this is the one fun thing I think that he looks forward to every week that he can do on his own, and it's nice.
And that's been really positive for us. It's something for our family to do every single week on a Friday night together with me and my husband and our son Jacob, and we just a nice tradition for our family, and he enjoys it, and he just really looks forward to it.
And I think that for most of the kids in the class, very few of them miss gym class night. They are usually here on time, ready to go, because it just brings something out of them.
We actually contacted the Special Olympics and explained that we have no background whatsoever working with special needs kids, but we wanted to open the building to these families. And we've really kind of learned from the families themselves and the kids how to move forward each time. Basically, the families wanted us to run the class like we would any traditional gymnastics program and modify it to include some things that would be beneficial to this particular group of kids. For example, we have some boys who come that are completely nonverbal. And so when they come to a station, some of the families will ask us to stop them before they're allowed to proceed and interact with us somehow, whether it's saying hi or telling me the skill that they're going to do, so that they're sort of forced into that social interaction and using communication that they have. We have some kids who attend with an iPad and will communicate through the iPad as well.
Coach Angela and Coach John are amazing. I thought they had therapy degrees when we first started coming here, because they just get it. They're flexible enough and strict enough.
Angela and John, and I think that's another reason that everybody comes here. Like, you would think that they have some special powers to work with kids that, you know, are not your typical kids, because just the way that they speak with the children, the way that they interact with them, like, they have a definite gift to work with a population like this. It's awesome.
It's been 8 years.
Casey was with us in the beginner classes.
Yes. And Alex Inacio is 17 now, or 18, and so he started with us when he was about 10 years old, and now he looks like a grown man. So seeing all of these kids progress, not just gymnastics-wise, but socially, the parents have given us great feedback about how it's helped them in school and other social situations. And you know, you do form bonds with all of the kids that you work with. I know it's hard sometimes for people outside of the industry to understand that, but spending that hour every week with them for so many years, it's like seeing nieces and nephews grow up with you. Matthew Malloy is probably someone that stands out to me for a number of reasons. He's always very affectionate and has always sort of greeted us with a hug or shown pure joy every time he walks in this building. He has a smile on his face. It's a place that he is comfortable and happy. And he's also one of the students that physically I think struggles a lot, and so we've seen his progress. When he first started here, he couldn't even hold on to the rope to do the rope swing, and we see him now being able to not only hold the rope, but complete 3 or 4 swings and jump down and land on his own feet. And it may seem like a small thing to an average child, but for someone like Matthew, it was such a huge accomplishment, and that's one of the reasons why we love what we do. We can see that kind of progress and the benefit that it has for him. One of his favorite things is the last 5 minutes of class. If he works really hard during the obstacle course, he gets to wrestle with Coach John the last 5 minutes of class.
And each year he gets a little bit stronger and stronger.
He loves to wrestle with his dad. A lot of kids on the autism spectrum love the feeling of compression, and so activities like wrestling, or sometimes we'll have an incline mat set up where they lay on the inside and you close the incline mat and just put pressure on their bodies, is comforting to them. And so wrestling is one of the activities that Matthew Malloy in particular really enjoys. Josh has been here for 2 or 3 years. He is incredibly strong and a talented gymnast. And he was an addition later in the program that we were really happy that he heard about us. And I think it might have been through Community Autism Resources or another family that comes. But he's one of those students that you do see progress physically on a regular basis because he is so strong. And like tonight, he did front tucks into the pit, which is a difficult skill for anyone. So it's nice to see that. We started the program by reaching out to the Special Olympics, and they had 8 families initially who were looking for a gymnastics program in the area. And we have families from Swansea, Somerset, Dighton, Middleborough, Lakeville, and there were no gymnastics businesses in southeastern Massachusetts that were offering sort of this open gym type program, just doing general gymnastics. And from there, some of the families passed on the information to an organization called Community Autism Resources, and basically just let them know that the program was offered here, and we would fill spots up to a certain number, making sure that everyone had enough space to do what they wanted to do. And then other families have just referred friends and family members that they've met along the way that they knew were looking for a program.
My son has been coming here for 3 years, and he's autistic, and he looks forward to this all week long. He loves to come here. This has just been the best program for him. I love coming. I get to be with other parents of kids with special needs. We get to just relax. He gets to just be himself.
My son is Brandon. He also has autism. He's been coming here since the very, very beginning, like 9 or 10 years. This program is unique because it's through Special Olympics. And it's good because it's a safe place to work on individual goals. So when we first started, our goal was for Brandon to follow directions, but another kid, the goal might just be to let some energy out. So it's structured, but if you deviate from the structure a little bit, it's okay, and everybody's okay with that. Everybody's patient and understands, so when somebody's learning to stand in line, you know, we help out with that. If somebody can't stand in line, we're fine with that. They can't stand in line. It's just great.
I went to a class that was supposed to teach about leading special needs programs. And they were talking about offering private lessons, and you can charge $50 or $75 an hour for private lessons with these students because they have no other options for classes. And some of the other coaches in the room, I could see them kind of looking around like, that they were looking for something else. And so, I stood up during the class and said, I just want to share what we do in our gym, and explained that we offered it at no cost, and that, it was a great way to volunteer. Because I know a lot of people volunteer in their communities, and I think sometimes people don't think about using their business as a way to volunteer. So it was nice to be able to share that during the conference and be able to reach other coaches, you know, from around New England and give them just the thought to put in their head that, you know, it's not always about profit, it's not always about what you're going to get out of it, but, you know, to sort of reach out to a population that really needs someone to reach out to them, and you know, it doesn't have to be something you're necessarily financially benefiting from.
So yeah, when we get that paper, I'm filling it out like that day and sending it back so we can make sure we get a spot the following
We call each
year.
other up and we're like running to the mailbox because we want to make sure.
See
that
if you
our
got
kids-
your gym Hutt application, you know. We live out in Somerset, we drive in snow, we'll leave an hour early just to get here.
I look forward to it very much. I actually forget about it during all the school days because I'm always trying to focus on my work and stuff. I'm very happy when I get to come Friday and Saturday.
And then when Friday hits, he knows, you know it's time.
And I like coming here.
I know you do.
I'm gonna get back to the obstacle.
All right.
We've used our competitive team girls to help with the class. We have a program here called Coach in Training, and the girls on the competitive team volunteer with our recreational classes to learn leadership skills, to learn coaching skills. They're not allowed to spot until they're 16 years old, but they can demonstrate and provide feedback to the gymnasts, and it gives them an opportunity to sort of share their love of gymnastics with other kids. And when we started that program, one of the girls asked me if John and I would like help with the Special Olympics program. And I said, absolutely. I never thought to ask for, you know, additional help. And so we've had different girls, different years. This is Erin's second year with us. And she's just a great personality. She's one of those people, again, who walks in a gym with a big smile on her face. Always happy to help and really connects well with all of the kids who come.
Do you love the trampoline?
Yes.
And what else?
Hi.
Hi,
Kate.
Casey.
I like this class.
What's your favorite thing here, Casey?
I like climbing the giant rope up to the top.
Yeah, that's
I've done that
pretty cool.
so many times.
So you do see some of those recognitions happen where they start to learn each other's names. It's one of the reasons we do some of those partner activities. For example, we had the pumpkins out tonight that are cut in half in different shapes, and they have to find a partner to match up with. One of the reasons we started doing that was by a parent's suggestion to include some activities that sort of forced that interaction one-on-one with another student. And so sometimes we'll have conditioning exercises that they do together where they have to hold each other's feet while the other person does a sit-up, and they'll count for each other or say each other's name. So we have seen some of those relationships develop between the kids in the class. The families are always so grateful and sometimes shocked that we're offering it again the following year. You know, they're almost afraid to ask, like they're afraid that we're going to cancel it at some point. And it's something that's just become really close to our hearts. It's something I don't think will ever stop. Families have come up to us and said, you know, there's so many other services that they're forced to pay for. You know, they have occupational therapists, they have behavioral therapists, they have different types of aids that they use at school, or they have equipment that they need to purchase at home for sensory issues. And we know that financially and emotionally it is such a toll on these families that this was one thing that they didn't have to worry about. There was no financial obligation. You know, we do ask if, you know, you can't make it to a particular class to let us know. So if we had someone who was waiting to come in, you know, we could offer the spot to them. But other than that, you know, the families have always had great attendance. They love to be here, and like I said, are very appreciative that there is no cost for them, that it's just a free program that we open the gym to them.
And to me, it's just amazing that they would do this. That you know, once a week we can bring our kids here. And,
For the community.
Yeah, and they teach them and they have respect for them and really care about them.
Just wonderful people, and I can't thank them enough for what they've done for our Friday nights. It's just meant a lot to our family.